The food, be forewarned, you will eat a lot of plain white rice, like plain white rice. I never thought I would eat so much rice in my life, but I did. You get a lot of white rice, it's like the main thing, and then you get some sort of meat, typically, a type of salad. So just be prepared for that, and be prepared to be very, very full after you're done eating lunch, because you get fed a lot, and so and especially rice is very filling, so it fills you up pretty quick. Don't hesitate to talk with the members though, even in regards to, especially if you have food restrictions. I wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, I don't like this, so don't give it to me. I do not recommend doing that. However, if there's certain things you can't eat because of dietary needs, don't hesitate to tell them, because they're wanting to serve you too, and they're going out of their way to give you food. And if they're aware, then they can work with you. I had a companion who couldn't really eat rice, and so she had to have that conversation with all the sisters when they fed us. And so usually she would sometimes they'd give her bread instead of rice to kind of balance out not having that staple. Or I had a companion, for example, who she could eat rice wasn't a problem, but she couldn't eat huge amounts of rice, and so she was able to talk to the sisters and just ask them if they could give her less rice, and they were fine with that too. And be excited for all the fruit juices, because that's probably, outside of people, when I get asked what do I miss the most about Ecuador, besides the many people that I came in contact with, obviously, my first answer is always the fruit and the juice. They eat lots of fruit, and you almost always have fresh juice with your meals. Be prepared to eat lots of bananas. That's a big one, and if you've never realized that there's more than 2 types of bananas, then you are in for an eye-opening experience. They're just in Ecuador by itself, there's probably at least 15 types of bananas. They all have different names, they all get used in different ways. My all-time favorite banana most definitely is the red banana, and it is legitimately red. And it has a different taste. It's sweeter. I can't really describe it, but that was one of my favorite fruit from down there, in addition to many other kinds of fruit. And take advantage of them. There's a lot of crazy fruit, so I would recommend documenting the crazy fruit that you eat. I have pictures of some of the fruit because it's not stuff you can get here, and so I like to show my family and be like, this is what I ate. And they all look at me like I'm crazy, but it was good. During Easter, so the week of Easter, the food is a little special. How do I describe this? Depending on where you are, you may or may not get meat that week. You might get a lot of fish, so just be prepared. And when you get fish in Ecuador, you get the entire fish. Sometimes you're lucky and they gut them, but more often than not, they don't get gutted and they don't really get cleaned. They get rolled in flour and they get fried. And so they'll hand you a plate and it's the entire fish and the eye, and they're looking at you, and it's kind of creepy. But it's actually really good. It's just different. And then on Easter, they have a special soup that they make, and it's called finesca. I only had it once while I was there, but it's a soup made from how many? It's all grains, and so there's like 11 different grains, I think, that are in this soup, and so it's a very, very heavy and thick soup, and they quite often put smoked fish in it too. So just be forewarned. It's really good though. I thought it was really good. Some people don't think it's good, but I thought it was good. Just know that it's really heavy and hopefully you don't get it multiple times during the week of Easter, because it will do damage to you. That's probably what I'd have to say in regards to food.